Hi guys, this is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy for mattgranger.com. I'm back again with the Tamron 70-200 f2.8 lens, having just compared it to the Nikon equivalent 70-200. I now want to compare the Tamron to the Tamron 70-300. Now this is a much cheaper lens. It's a variable aperture one. It doesn't go down to f2.8, but it does have a good focus motor built in. And it does actually have vibration control. So I wanted to run similar tests that I did with the Nikon between the two Tamrons. So I'm going to run a sharpness test at 200mm. I'll just do it at f2.8, and what's the lowest on this one? It's probably going to be 5.6 or something like that. So I'll do the 2.8 on this one, then equivalent lowest between of this lens on the two of them. I'll do a focus speed test, and then I'm also going to do a hand holding test and see how the 70-300 holds up with its VC. In the distance there you can see what I'm focusing on. It's a Christmas decoration I got off a tree in Prague. Okay, I'm redoing this footage because things have moved around a little bit, so this is fresh footage. This is the 70-200 Tamron, first focusing from close focus onto that object in the distance. Let's pop it into autofocus. Focusing now. Okay, that took a little while to lock on at the end. I can see why. I wasn't quite on the object. To be fair, let's do that again. Okay, starting now. Okay, that was faster. Okay, focusing from infinity back down to that point. Okay, reasonably quickly. Let's try the 70-300. Okay, you'll notice the 70-300 so new it still has the sticky cover on there, but I've got this at exactly 200mm. I'm just checking it, fine-tuning it to make sure. Okay, that's exactly 200mm. I've just checked the readout on the camera. So let's do a focus speed test. This is from close focus. Okay, that's quite quick. And here's the 70-300 at 200mm from infinity focus. Okay, so that's quite good. Now let's try it at 300mm from close focus. And this is from infinity focus at 300mm. Very good. Okay, let's now check the 70-200, just a quality test. So this is at f2.8.
Okay, that's the full shot on it, and this is the crop. Now remember, that's a 2.8, so it's a little soft.
Now let's try it at 5.6.
Okay, that's sharp.
Now let's have a look at the 70-300 at 200mm. Here we go, this is the 70-300 at 200mm sample.
Okay, that's the full shot at 5.6, and that's it close up. Pin sharp.
Okay, now let's have a look at them side by side.
200's on the left, 300 on the right. The 300 seems sharper and a little darker.
Okay, now let's do a hand holding test. This time I'm going to start off with the 70-300. So this is at 200mm at 5.6 with vibration control on, shutter priority 1/250th of a second.
Pin sharp, but you can see the ISO.
And when you feel it grab, it really does grab. Now the light's dropped a bit, so we're at higher ISOs here. I apologize for that. Let's drop it back to 1 and 1/25th.
That's still perfect.
That's good. Let's drop it down to 1/60th of a second.
Now this is quite slow, but you can see that's still totally sharp.
Now I think this is extremely good. I'm actually going to drop it down even further and just see how far I can go. This is 1/40th of a second at 200mm. Okay, that still looks sharp to me.
Check it out, still pin sharp.
Let's see just how far we can go. This is 1/20th of a second. That's remarkable. Okay, it has come up blurry there.
Okay, that's just too far.
Let's try it at 1/30th. Okay, I fired off 2 there, and that's not too bad. I mean, it's not pin sharp, but that's pretty darn good.
That is pretty much still totally sharp.
Let's compare it to the... Actually, let's try it at 300 mil. I won't be so cocky as to try it at 30th, but let's try it at 1/60th of a second at 300 mil. How's that looking? That's remarkably good.
There's no movement there at all.
Let's try that at 1/40th of a second. Okay, I fired off 3 there. Look at that. That's 1/40th of a second at 300 mil. That's really impressive.
I hesitate to say it, but at 300 and at that speed, that VR works better than the Nikon 70-200 VR2.
Okay, here we are with the 70-200 non-VR f2.8. I'm going to do the same test at 1/250th of a second.
Okay, it's not super sharp, but there's no movement.
At 1/125th.
That one actually looks better.
At 1/60th. Okay, that's already a bit blurry, but let's just see.
Okay, you can see some movement is in there.
At 1/30th of a second, which is where I got a decent shot with the 70-300. I'm going to really stabilize myself and give this my best shot. Okay, I've fired off a series there. I'll flash up the best one for you.
Okay, that's unacceptable, but really there's no surprises.
Alright, I'm going to let the images speak for themselves, but in terms of using these, I already said the 70-200 2.8 is a nice lens. It's light, it's reasonably fast to focus, and it gives you a lot of the good things that people want from a 70-200 at a decent price. I have to say, I'm blown away by the 70-300. I haven't done this kind of a comparative test before, but the VR, or what do they call it, the VC on this, is really remarkable. I can't believe I was able to handhold it down to such a slow shutter speed. It may not be quite as sharp, but it focuses quite well, and for that kind of range, it's just beautiful. You know, you don't get the fast aperture, so you aren't going to be able to create those same lovely blurred out backgrounds as easily, but at 300 mil, you still do get a nice soft background. We've got some people in the park. So anyway, there you go. That's the 70-300 SP from Tamron and the 70-200 f2.8 from Tamron head to head. Let me know what you think. Do you own either of them? Are you thinking of getting one? Share some of your pictures that you've taken with them, and let us know what you've found with your particular one. Thanks for watching. This is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy for mattgranger.com. See you next time.